Hello friends, I want to welcome you to my garden at Round Butte. We are going to do an early September garden tour today. Now here are the first two rows that I have. In the first row here is where we grew our garlic. Our garlic was very successful this year. We're real happy with that. When we pulled it out, we tried growing some bush beans. We had a little bit of some strawberries going on. I put some calendula in there and a little bit of sunflowers. As you can see, our green beans there are, we're just about at our frost date. We've got probably, well, not probably, we've got less than 3 weeks till our frost date. I don't believe we're going to make it on those ones. There's a few other ones in here that we might. I've got a few melon plants that germinated late in the year that I found. It's like, oh, those aren't going to make it either. Those beans, bush beans, might give me a few things down there at the end. We'll just have to wait and see. The row next to them, we replanted that 3 times anyway with bush beans. We did finally get and are finally getting some bush beans from there. You will see how we fermented them with some pizza beans yesterday in a video that we did. They're just about done. We're getting a little bit of beans here and there. We're very thankful and blessed that God did provide us with some beans this year. Once again, the mice and the voles are still eating in those. Down here farther, we had tried to grow in succession planting, where we had a couple different crops growing in this one row. So we had some beets growing with some pole beans down there at the end. I do not believe those pole beans are going to produce anything. We also had some grasshoppers and slugs that were eating when we were starting them. The beets have done good. We've been eating the beet crops as a salad green when it was too hot in the summer, and that is something that we have been real happy with. As you can see right here, we are on the other side of the amaranth, and I have beets planted down low in there also. This is something I learned this year, so I thought I'd share it with you. This red looking stuff, what's that? Well, that's amaranth. And I've seen amaranth before. I've never grown it. I've never grown it that I knew of, I should say. There is a weed variety that I grew in Western Washington, and I think I also had it here, that they call pigweed. I am growing it for taking up space, trying something new, and to see if I have some seed, can get some seed here. Just for a different variety. It also contains lysine. Lysine is a good mineral, not only for us, but for the pigs. The pigs need it for growth. That's what ensures the growth on our swan. This row here, we have our early girl tomatoes. We started with 2 4-packs that we had bought from Westland Seed. We transplanted them right away into gallon sizes and put them into the greenhouse, and I believe it was the end of May that we put them into the ground. We have been harvesting some good amounts of tomatoes. I believe they would have been a little bit healthier if we would move our watering system up from hand watering to an automatic watering system. I'm trying to push Brett a little bit to go into a drip irrigation this year. We do water or fertilize with our pig poop, pig manure. We did use, I believe, Bob Bell's Hot Shot, Kickstart, excuse me, Kickstart. And we use Alaska fertilizer for bloom and just their emulsion fertilizer. We have, in the last week, you can see these aren't that ripe right now. we being Brett, has picked, let's see if I can do my math, probably about close to 50 pounds off here. So I'm pretty happy with the production. We've been able to make some pretty tasty salsa. I'm going to put some in the freezer so we can make some more salsa here. Right next to it here is some peppers that we bought starts of here and there. The first one, I can cheat here because Brett made me these nice little signs, is a Hungarian yellow wax. This one is doing well. Next to that we have a couple sweet heats. And I am just going to jump to the back. You can see our cherry tomato wall. That is on a pig panel. We put that, and that is backed up to our raspberries. We've got sweet 100s, super sweet 100s, and sun sugar. Next to the sweet heat pepper, we have a holy moly, and that is pretty warm. Next to that, we have 3 zucchini plants. Those are pretty tall. You can't really see how tall it is right there, but that is probably about 4 feet tall. Let's stand up and see here. Yeah, I would say about 4 feet tall. That's been producing quite a bit of zucchini for us. I have been able to make some tasty sweet relish and some zucchini spice. Let's see if I can find my words. Spicy zucchini bread. And here I go with the camera. Hold still, Emily. Hold still. On this row, we have some peppers that Brett started from seed. I believe it was February or March that he started this. These are seeds that we had left over, I believe, to begin with. We've got a Hungarian sweet. The pepper plants really aren't that impressive to look at. We're not winning any beauty contests by any means. Excuse me. However, we have been able to put a few of them in the salsa, and we've been able to eat them in our stir fries of our veggies that we eat for our dinners. So we've been pretty happy with those. We like the flavors of them. We just, haven't really found a good system for us starting seeds so early in the year for the sunroom. You can see we have, let me see if I can count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think the one at the end, they kind of get a little bit weaker looking there. I think that might be a lipstick pepper right there that has not turned red yet. Another thing that would be helpful with our peppers and just our garden in general is if I was consistent at fertilizing and watering. Here of where we had our Walla Walla onions. So just yesterday, I was able to, and excuse my messy hose there, this is real life gardening. I put down some of these kale seeds, sprinkled them out with the duff and everything, and then I put some old hay over the top that we had there. You can see one straggler of an amaranth right there, and in the back we have our Egyptian walking onions. Those are doing some walking. I really need to subdivide those right now. We'll see if I get to that here. I've got a few things going on at fall and harvest season here on the farm. Against our beautiful hay barn, we have water that comes off the barn. We don't have a gutter system on there. So that has been a little bit of a challenge for us. It does compact the soil. We're coming into the season where we probably won't have quite as much here, and it is shaded to begin with in the morning. So that can be good for us in the summertime. We can put a little bit more greens, get away with not having quite as much of the sun. We have, let's see, Brett planted that. Let's see if we can see what we have going on. Looks like we have some small micro lettuces coming up in there. To the right of your screen, it looks like that is some spinach. You can see there is a few carrots that we put in. There's a nasturtium. And we have some broccoli that we left in over here. I'm trying to see if we can get some in the cool crop. I've got another small amaranth right there. It looks like that is starting to produce some seed. In here at the end of this row, this was a problem area for me where I was having a lot of weeds. So what I did is I sprinkled out a bunch of chard seed that I had. It was, what was it? It was a microgreen pack that I got from High Mowing for greens. And I just sprinkled it real heavy and sprinkled it in and watered it. I have thinned it out a little bit, but that has been another good source of our greens for our salads in the heat. And it has done a real good job of snuffing out those weeds. I have come through here a few times and got them, but, you know, really not too much here. It looks like there's a few weeds here and there, but I am relatively happy of not picking weeds there. We do have a few zucchinis right here next to the chard. Let me see if I can just pick it off. There's little tan flecks of where this amaranth is starting to produce a little bit of a seed. You would think that it'd be an ancient grain, but it's not. It's really a seed. So that is what we're looking for when we are looking to get a product out of the amaranth. You can also eat the leaves right here. Those are edible. I prefer to cook those, or like a cooked spinach rather than in a salad. They are a little bit tough for me. So in this whole row, I do have some sunflowers going in here. That is another part of my soil building here, and I've got that going down. This row is about 40 feet. So that is going to conclude our early September garden tour. Thank you for joining us here at Round Butte Kune Kune Ranch, and I hope you come back to visit us soon.